Welcome to the 3-Star Podcast. I'm your host, Dave Stein, voice of the Cowboys and Cowgirls. And speaking of Cowgirls, we have got Coach Liz Ennis here with us tonight. Coach, thanks for joining me.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me on.
Okay, so here's what we're going to talk about first off. We want to hit on what you have for returners, because I know you've got a few key players coming back.
We do. We actually have 4 seniors this year. One that's had some major varsity time the last couple of years has been a starter for us, Sawyer Moracle. She really is the only one that's had that varsity experience in extension, I guess you'd say. So she's been a great leader for us. She's one of our captains. We've got a couple juniors that are back that are starters. Indy Johnson is another captain for us. And then Elliot Ennis is a returning starter. So those 3 are kind of our core, but we're looking for those other seniors to play some roles. Sydney Friesleben has come in and done a nice job in practices. She's gaining some confidence on both the offensive and defensive ends. Paige Brooks has come in and she's understanding her role. We like her to be a passer and a defender, basically. And Asa Lyons has spent extra time in the gym working on her shot. And if we keep her, in her role on offense, shooting on a reversal when she's open or looking to be a good passer. Her defense has improved too, so she's another one that's going to help us out. Kennedy Jackson's another returner who's had quite a bit of time for us. She's a junior, and she's coming in and helping with some ball handling, and she's improving with each practice.
Okay, Coach, what about some other underclassmen that might be stepping into a role on the varsity squad?
Sure. So last night we had a jamboree at Iowa Central, and actually we had Blair Askelson in there as a starter. I like Blair's defense. I like how athletic and long she is. She understands her role, like she doesn't have to do too much, but if she's open to make a post move or a drive from the wing, she's got the green light to do that. Defensively, she closes out really well. She's kind of figuring out that, on varsity, it's a little bit rougher going from 8th grade to that level, and she's got to work a little more on her box out, not get pushed around. But she's come in and done some really nice things for us, and she's pretty smart, and she wants to learn, and I love that. We've got 3 sophomores that are on varsity. Tess Wibholm, Amaya Schaefer, and Claire Kirstein. And they're going to be some role players for us to come in and give us a few minutes here and there too. And then Addie Howell is a freshman that's on the varsity team, and she's a great ball handler. She's very quick, and she's a great defender. We just need her to keep gaining confidence and have confidence in her shot.
So coming up, you have the first game on the 20th, and that's going to be against Southeast Valley. What are we expecting to see there?
Southeast Valley has a couple very good seniors. They've played club basketball for years, so they've put in a lot of extra time. They're very quick. One of them is the coach's daughter. She's very tall. She's aggressive, sometimes too aggressive. We'd like to get her to foul out. She fouled out against us last year, so if we can get her out of the game, that'd be great. The other one is their point guard, Scott is her last name, and she is quick. So we're going to have to stop her on the drive. And both of those two are good three-point shooters, so we're really going to have to close out on their three-pointer. Their other players know their role, and they're good passers, so we've got to stop the passes into those two girls and really shut them down defensively. And then we just have to get going and score. We struggled with that in the Jamboree last night, and so we've got to be confident on the offensive end and run our offense and work to score.
Now, what about the North Central Conference? We know that can get a little interesting sometimes. When the conference race really gets heated up, how do you think that's going to stack up this year?
Yeah, so Clear Lake is always tough in the conference, and I think they will be again this year. They've got 2 Johnson girls. Zeta Johnson was first team all-conference last year. She's tough in the post. Her sister is just as good, if not better, but plays kind of a different position, drives a lot, and is long. Defensively, I'm sure they'll have some new guards that'll step in and play pretty well. So they're well coached. Algona will be tough. I already know they don't have any returning seniors out. They've got a really strong junior class, and then they've got a bunch of freshmen that are playing on the varsity level and are really strong. So their junior and freshman classes are really, really good, and we need to be ready for that. And of course, Humboldt doesn't have a lot of height, but they're quick and they like to shoot a lot of threes and drive. So we're really going to have to step up our game against them. And I know the other teams are going to be tough too. Iowa Falls has Ella Shire back. St. Edmund, we watched them play last night, and they missed a lot of shots, but they're aggressive. They've improved. Hampton has the Valley Twins, who drive a lot and shoot. So the North Central Conference in basketball is tough, and we're going to have to go out and play hard every night.
So what is going to be the one thing that's going to stand out to the Cowgirl Nation?
Stand out.
What are they going to see that maybe they didn't expect?
Oh boy. Well, we are trying to push the ball down the floor in transition and get some quick baskets this year. Really, if you can push the ball down the floor, stay wide, fill the lanes, and get it inside, you don't have to set up an offense. And that would be wonderful if we can continue to work on that and do that. I think we've done a good job with it in practice, and we work on it every day. And my post girls, my lane runners, are running to the rim, and they're running pretty hard, and they're getting down the floor. So hopefully we can continue to look for those baskets and get some easy scores that way.
All right, Coach. Well, thank you very much for joining me. We're going to go ahead and wrap things up tonight on the 3-Star Podcast. Let's see. First action is the 20th, and then you got, what's game number 2?
It's all the way December 1st, so we've got quite a break. So at St. Edmund, yes. Yep.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was hoping I was reading the schedule correctly. And
yes.
Okay, so great. Well, thank you once again for joining me. That is going to wrap up this version of the 3-Star Podcast. I'm your host, Dave Stein. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you real soon.